many of you have seen this picture before? By raise a hand. Right. So, what does this picture mean? This represents evolution. So first, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background of what evolution was. So the concept of evolution was officially published among the scientific community in 1859. The book was entitled "On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection," and its author was named Charles Darwin. So since then, the theory continues to be tested and thoroughly researched by various different scientists. So evolution is a theory of how organisms like you and I have changed and just continue to change over a certain period of time. So first I will talk to you guys a little bit more about the background of evolution and its author. And then I will give you a sample scenario of what can cause evolution. And then lastly, I will discuss the effects of what the previous scenario has on a certain organism. So this is Charles Darwin, and Charles Darwin was born on 1809, and according to an online book entitled Principles of Biology, published by Nature Education, Charles Darwin was actually really interested in the natural world even as a young boy. So once Charles Darwin, once he grew up a little bit more, he was a young adult. It was in 1836 that he got invited to the HMS Beagle voyage, and in this voyage he was invited to be a naturalist. So he basically went along with the voyage, and he was in charge of collecting samples of things and just recording data on all these sorts of things. So Arthur Wallace was also someone that contributed to the theory. He was born in 1823. And yeah, so once Charles Darwin came back from that voyage, Alfred Wallace was actually started to get coming up with his own theory of evolution. Not the two didn't know about each other's contributions yet, but so Alfred Wallace was developing his own theories with in South America and Asia. So, and then since Charles Darwin was really an influential person in the scientific community, Alfred Wallace sought his help and sent him his theories and just kind of, so he could give him some feedback on what he should do with his theories. And once Darwin saw his theories, he kind of felt urged to publish his own findings. He was already working on his own theory for several years. He just hadn't published them officially. So after this, Darwin published his ideas and published his book on the origins of evolution. And so now I'm going to give you an sample scenario of what can cause evolution. So let's suppose that a natural disaster like El Nino causes places like the Galapagos Islands to go in a drought. For after it occurs, it goes through a long period of drought. So during this period of drought, plants will not make. Well, plants will be affected by this, and over this long period of drought in the island, the plants will will start producing bigger and thicker seeds. So how does this affect organisms, and how does this cause evolution? Well, let's say a population of birds feeds on these plants, on these seeds. So then, since there has been a change of the environment and it has affected the seeds, then the birds will be affected as well. Because now with the change of seeds, the birds are not feeding with the same seeds, and over a long period of time, the birds that have small beaks will die off because they can't eat the seeds. So the birds with the bigger seeds, they will be able to eat the seeds, and so they will continue reproducing and passing on their genetic material. So then the birds will adapt, and the majority of birds with bigger beaks will survive. And this is an example of like what the bird. So this bird will most likely survive compared to this bird. This bird will die. And according to an online article done by the Grants Research Team, this is essentially what they found. They were placed in a similar scenario where there was a long period of drought, and the seeds grew bigger, and the birds with small beaks began to die off. So now that you have a better understanding of kind of what evolution can cause and its effects, let's just wrap things up. So to restate, evolution is a theory of how organisms like you and I have changed and will continue to change over a certain period of time. So first I talked about the little bit of background of like the history of evolution and its author, and then I gave you a sample scenario of what can cause evolution, and lastly I discussed the effects of what this scenario turned out. So it is as simple as this. The theory of evolution is just a huge part of human history, and it will forever be a part of human history. Thank you.